Back on July 6, 2021, I ended up putting out a video stating best team in South America moves to North America to compete in RLCS 11. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, first and foremost, go watch that video as it has all the insight. But the second side of things is that it is going to get a bit more complicated. What's up, everybody? Lawler here, inside source for all things Rocket League. Something important to be discussing today, and it gets its own video because of it. For those of you that do not know or have not watched the video, a lot of exciting things was the best team from South America, True Neutral, was going to be moving to Mexico, Cancun, Playa del Carmen area to compete in the upcoming season of RLCS. They moved to the North American region for a chance to compete against the best region, in quotes. It's subjective at this point. But for RLCS, AJG, and Shad, they are putting themselves in a position, giving up a bunch of opportunities, whether it be prize pool winnings, an automatic bid to the World Championship based upon the way they perform. Like, this was the truly dominant team in their region, and they gave all that up for a chance to compete against a better region, to put more reps in, to get exposure to other play styles. You know, a huge risk, which is really exciting. If you want more details on that, again, make sure you guys go check out that previous video. But in this video, there's a couple different things that ended up coming to light. We're going to talk about what that is, my feelings on the multiple parts of it, and things to consider. I did reach out, and while I talked about this on stream, twitch.tv/Lawler, stream every day but Tuesday and Sunday, AJG and their coach Gusum were in chat, and I did reach out to AJG and conversation, and he had some things to say. He just hasn't gotten back to full details just yet, so there may be a part 2 to this, but primarily I will talk about the things that he said while he was in chat. So a couple different things. So let's dive head first. First part is what was actually announced. So on October 4th, True Neutral put out a tweet saying, "Attention, official statement," and says, "We would like to announce that our Rocket League roster consisting of Shad, AJG, RLCS, and Gusum is looking to represent a new organization in the North American region." That's part 1. "We have fully supported them in their endeavors up until now, but mutually believe that it is time for them to bring the trophies home for a larger organization where they can keep building their careers. Until now, we have only brought us more trophies and championships, so we could not ask for more." Part 2, "Also, we cannot envision a world where the top 8 in SAM consists of all Brazil teams, and we need to help our region out." Kind of like a 2.5. So let's break that down. The first part, a team that left their region to move to another place outside of their original country to compete against a different region is no longer with them. I will say they did put out a couple things, so let's clarify immediately. Number 1, they do state, hey, reach out to their coach, manager, Gusum. He'll be handling all the stuff. Second thing is that True Neutral does plan to support the team, provide assistance, all that kind of stuff to make sure that they are well taken care of until this transition happens. I assume it's because True Neutral is still under a pretty long contract, but is still open to trying to figure out a buyout or a situation for their own sake. So the first part, my initial concerns is you go to a different country, different region, financial support, making sure that you're not bleeding money or living in a country where you don't know the area or whatever it may be. Be extremely scary. I mean, some of these players are 17, like they're kids. So that to me is a little nerve-wracking, and I hope they're taken care of. Both sides of the coin of this. It does seem like it is, and I could be wrong on this. This is the stuff I wish AJG would have been able to clarify in time. But it does seem like, from what I'm reading and what I'm seeing, is that it feels as if the players wanted this. Because they are in North America and have shown pretty dang good results, shoutouts to the whole Vamos spam, they feel, or what it feels like they may be thinking, and this is again just me trying to fill in blanks, and I could be totally wrong on this, but because they are performing quite well, the ability to pull a larger North American organization is a possibility, which means more funds, etc. Their situation is a little bit unique, obviously, due to needing work visas, all that kind of stuff, and all the international red tape that's going on, and being able to travel and this and that. That's a lot of undertaking for an organization. But I will say, if you are looking as a top tier organization, you're like a TSM, 100 Thieves, a Fnatic, you know, whatever, this should be the most highly sought after free agent team that you can go after right now. You have a team that has proven for the past 11 months that they are the best team in their region, and during the offseason can go toe-to-toe against some of the other best teams in North America. This team is probably one of the best shouts you're going to get compared to all these bubble teams and everybody else that are looking for representation. Going to pay a little bit more, but the reward is going to be significantly higher. So I do say if you are, e.g. before they announced in yesterday's video, but like an Evil Geniuses or something to that extent, a TSM, whatever, you go and pick up this team. Not only is it a great PR stunt, but it also can lead to some really exciting things. You give this team support, you start making content and all that other kind of stuff. This could be massive. And the team's really damn good. Like, True Neutral's nasty, and they're only going to get better. So I pick them up and give them a chance. That is number one for me. Even though they're in a really tough circumstance with their means and, you know, living in Mexico and being where they are, if I'm an organization, I'm going to go out of my way to try to pick up this team. Without a doubt, and I hope that's the mentality they also have. They should recognize that there's a lot of value, and I'm not saying that True Neutral isn't a good organization. It seems like they've treated them pretty dang well. They feel like there's something better. So whether that is the case or not, it seems to be mutually okay. It seems like both the organization as well as the players are on good terms trying to figure out what that next step is. The second thing about this that's pretty interesting is what True Neutral says. So as a reiteration, they say, we cannot envision a world where the top 8 in South America consists of all Brazil teams, and we need to help our region out. True Neutral notoriously has Argentinian players in all their esports they're involved in for the most part. And I feel it's kind of like a sense of pride. It's also really cool to see True Neutral, even though they are trying to help out this team that's gone to North America, they also care about their own region. They care about their roots, I guess is the way to say it. So for them to go out of their way trying to pick up other players that aren't just from Brazil, the ability to have a different representation for South America, I think is kind of cool. I think it's a unique way to approach. At the end of the day, if I'm an organization, I want to find the best team that can win. No matter where the players are from, if they're the best, then that's what I'm going to go with. But I do think it's cool that they're adding a little bit of a nod to being like, hey, man, like we need different representation. There's other players out there that are just as talented. So a lot of pride, I guess, is the way to say it. So pretty cool in that regard as well. As for True Neutral, if they do end up finding out buyouts and all that kind of stuff and figuring out, I don't know what the contract details are, and I don't think they'll ever release that stuff. And I'm not going to go poke and prod for it. But I do think it is pretty sweet that True Neutral not only is, as they've stated, willing to support until they can find that transition, you know, a happy medium, but also the fact that when they do go back, they are going to be looking for certain types of players that fit their kind of bill. So pretty cool stuff from True Neutral. I think it's a pretty big deal, and it does add a little bit of complication. Whether it's going to have a long-term effect on the players or not, I do not know. I don't know how much of the changing of hands is going to have an effect on what the players are doing or how they're doing. Long-term, I don't know if it's going to affect results or if it's going to change the way they approach some certain things. But to like try to put it in perspective in the adult of me, like Razebull's 17, AJG is 17, and Shad is, I don't even know, my internet's all over the place. Shad is 18 and Goosum, it doesn't say. So their oldest player is 18 and he is moving to a different country. That I've got some pretty big concern with that. So I do hope things end up panning out and things work out. But at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that the kids are like taken care of and that they're safe. And I assume True Neutral also has that in mind because the backlash could be astronomical, which is terrible that that's even a thought. But I do hope the players are taken care of. They don't become stranded and everything works out. So all in all, excited for the team. A little curious about the situation and how it's going to affect them. And I do hope their well-being is taken care of, which it does sound like True Neutral is doing. Ultimately, young kids need to make sure that nothing poor happens. And also interested on the effect. Maybe this is not as big as I hope it is. Maybe it's just being like, hey, we're making an announcement. By the way, we're still supporting the teams. Everything's still as normal. Nothing you guys need to worry about, but they are open to offers, and hopefully they do get one. When that happens, we'll switch hands. Hopefully it's that simple. It never is in esports, but I really hope it is. Either way, this is going to be an ongoing development, and I will do my best to keep you guys up to date on it as I find out more. If AJG does end up replying and reaching out, in chat, he basically talked about how they are having conversations and are actively searching out a couple organizations. It's just nothing's been finalized yet. So it does seem like things are promising. But once I find out more specifics, again, I don't want to speak on behalf of True Neutral or AJG. Again, this will be an ongoing development, like I've mentioned numerous times. And when I do hear stuff that he's willing to share, I will put it out. But a couple things that he said in chat, but primarily says, I don't know how much I can tell you, but they are talking with orgs. There are certain organizations that are interested. So it seems like the process is already moving forward and they're just making it public to let themselves know. And that's also True Neutral, something that they have to take care of. They got to make sure that if they want to stay in Rocket League, they got to go find their own team. So again, it's both sides being like, hey, stuff's happening. So I do hope it is a smooth transition, but that is going to wrap it up for your Rocket League news today. If you guys do have any additional questions, comments, concerns, as always, drop it in the comments down below. I've been recording nonstop for the past 6 hours. So I'm going to go rest the voice and eat some dinner. But if you guys do enjoy the content, thumbs up, subscribe, notifications. See you in the next one. Peace.